let's have a look at these power supplies now. This is, I know, something that a lot of people are wondering about. So this is the standard 90 watt power supply that comes with the unit as standard. Remembering again that when we order one of these, we have the choice between the Boost Kit 180 or the standard power supply. So we won't get one of these if we order the Boost Kit 180 at the same point in time. But this is a 90 watt power supply. We can see on the specs here, output is 24 volts DC, 3.75 amps or 90 watts. And interestingly here on the little pinout diagram, we can see pin 1, 2, and 3 are V negative, and then pin 4 is our V positive. So it looks to me like it's a single rail or single phase of positive power on this power supply. Then if we move across to the Boost Kit 180, which you can see is quite a lot larger, actually more similar to the size of the power supply that comes with the Club Sport Wheelbase 2.5 and CSL Elite. So again, a much heftier cable here as well. Same voltage, so 24 volts, this time 7.5 amps, so 180 watts, as opposed to the, what was it? It was 90 watts or 3.75 amps of the standard power supply. What we can see here on the pinout is that pin 2 and 3 are negative, pin 1 and 4 are positive in this case. So that leads me to believe that the way the wheelbase is actually detecting the difference between the two power supplies is the fact that one of them is using two separate rails as opposed to the single rail with the normal power supply. So I wasn't sure if we were going to see some sort of a dongle or something that we plug into that data port maybe to enable the Boost Kit 180 and tell it that it's using the more powerful power supply. I know one of the questions that a lot of people are asking is, will we see aftermarket power supplies that can be used with the CSL DD at maybe a cheaper price to unlock the full 8 Newton meters of peak torque? Now, Fanatec have made it very clear that that will obviously void the warranty, so that is a risk that you take. But at least from what I can see here, it doesn't appear that there's any sort of smarts to this. It doesn't appear that it's, you know, got some sort of a chip inside it that tells it. It seems to be just the difference between a single rail or dual power rail supply. Now, that is pure speculation on my part, but there's nothing physical that you plug in other than the power supply to tell the CSL DD that you're using the Boost Kit 180 as opposed to the standard power supply. Now, the other difference that I just wanted to point out quickly for you as well before we move on is that the Boost Kit 180 does have a Iec connection here, so 3 pins, so active, neutral, and earth, whereas the standard power supply, the 90 watt power supply, just has an active and neutral pin. So whether or not that causes any issues in terms of electromagnetic interference or EMI will, you know, obviously depend on your situation. I've never had an issue with electromagnetic interference on my rig at all with any equipment that I've ever tested here on the channel, so I don't anticipate it being an issue here either. But when we get to the final production model, we will let you know if there are any issues. Don't anticipate that we're going to have any problems there though. So I think that covers everything. Again, let me know in the comments if there is anything else you'd like to know.